Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, National Armorization, Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God. Chapter 31, Champion, Representative, 5 Colleges. The audience was amazed. Wang Gang, who was full of momentum, kept moving forward. Just under the swaying flower, he stopped moving forward. After a while, he walked off the ring like a corpse with red eyes, and said to the audience, "I admit defeat." Whoa! A shocking discussion erupted on the spot. At this moment, Su Ming snapped his fingers again. Wang Gang, who was under the ring, began to regain his senses. After waking up, he couldn't help but say, "What did you do to me just now?" Su Ming smiled and stretched out his arm. The incomparably dazzling flower, flashing green light, returned to Su Ming's body and turned into a phantom beast tattoo covering his neck. Man, Dara, Wang Gang, who was stunned, sucked in cold air. Su Ming nodded, and the howling moon Sirius in the sky walked down step by step and came to Su Ming's side. At this moment, the entire Xuancheng remembered this student named Su Ming. Years later, when Su Ming became the patron saint of mankind, the Xuancheng joint examination was the first time he appeared in front of the public. The champion is born, Howling Moon Sirius, Mandala. It seems that an ambassador-level character will appear in Xuancheng. City Lord Zhang Qi said with a smile. All the principals around were also startled. Only Zhehai's principal Kong, with an ugly face, and Zhu Hong's smugness. The champion of this year's Xuancheng joint entrance examination is, the 3rd high school, Su Ming. Everyone, welcome our champion, come to the stage to accept the award. 5 minutes after the game, the live broadcast sounded. And Su Ming, under the arrangement of the staff, stepped on the steps of the championship. As for the reward for winning the championship, it was also carried by the Miss Manners at this moment. The audience at the scene felt a little shabby after seeing the 200,000 credit points. After all, the battle just now opened everyone's eyes. However, after Su Ming got 200,000 cash, he was extremely satisfied. It didn't take much effort to win the championship this time. Wouldn't it be fragrant to take 200,000 yuan for nothing? Student Su Ming, do you have anything to say after winning the championship? After the awards were awarded, the host of the joint entrance examination handed over the microphone and asked. Hearing this, Su Ming said directly, "Thank you parents, teachers, schools, Xuancheng, and the country. Thank you for your kindness of parenting. I would also like to thank Mr. Guodong, No. 3 High School and Principal Zhu Hong for their kindness in nurturing me. Finally, thank you Xuancheng and the country for the kindness of protection provided to us." In an instant, the audience burst into warm applause. Well said. 5 thanks, 3 kindness, covering family, city, and country. Principal Zhu, you have cultivated a good student. City Lord Zhang Qi sat on the seat and said admiringly. And at this moment, Zhu Hong's face is full of smiles. With this testimonial, what is 20,000 yuan? City Lord Zhang said that when he goes back to No. 3 high school, he will also incorporate Su Ming's speech into the spirit of the high school. Zhu Hong said. Afterwards, Shang Zhehai's principal Kong threw a provocative look. This moment made Principal Kang's face even greener. Okay, Su Ming, there is one last question left. Before the joint entrance examination, we learned the college entrance examination data from City Lord Zhang. This year is the strongest college entrance examination in history. As a candidate, what would you like to say about the college entrance examination? The host asked again after appeasing the enthusiastic scene. Hearing this, Su Ming frowned slightly, then stretched out. I am deeply honored to participate in the strongest college entrance examination in history. But no matter how strong the opponent is, what I want to say is, on behalf of Xuancheng, I am ready to fight. Whoop. The scene erupted into the warmest applause. Su Ming's last sentence is undoubtedly a declaration of war on the college entrance examination. And he is also qualified to represent Xuancheng. The Xuancheng joint exam is finally over. After returning to campus, Zhu Hong held 70,000 cash and stuffed it directly into Su Ming's hands. Nice job. This time, the No. 3 high school has completely revealed its face. The next batch of admissions will definitely exceed the standard, Zhu Hongel said. But Su Ming felt that the principal of his family should have hit the old bald head of Zhehai, so he was extremely happy. Su Ming, there are 10 days left for the college entrance examination. How do you plan to arrange it? Guo Dong on the side asked. Now the school is in the state of holiday preparation, and the students are making their last efforts. Guo Dong has already understood the specific details. But Su Ming alone seems to have no arrangements. Hearing this, Su Ming thought for a moment and said, "Oh, Mr. Guo. I should go to the Mercenary Association these days to take on short-term missions." Guo Dong was taken aback. The Mercenary Association. Where can students go? But it took a moment to realize that other students could not, but Su Ming had no problem. Then arrange it yourself. Remember to report to the school 10 days later. The score of the written test and the score of the Phantom Beast should be tested uniformly in each city. As for the final battle points of this year, there is no news at all so far, so wait for the notification. Su Ming nodded, indicating that he understood. Then, carrying 270,000 in cash, he left the school and went to the bank. After saving all the money, I transferred 150,000 credit points to my parents' account. In this way, parents will not worry about money in the short term, and they can feel at ease. After doing all this, Su Ming went home. But as soon as he arrived at the door of the house, he saw a team of 10 people appearing in front of him. Student Su Ming, I am an admissions officer of Imperial Silver University. I came here today because I hope you will come to our school to study. If you want, you can go directly without taking the college entrance examination. Student Su Ming, I'm an admissions officer at Magic Armor University. If you are willing to come to our school, you are also recommended, and you will receive an additional large scholarship every year. Student Su Ming, I am Heidu Jinghai University. Around like bees flying, Su Ming's brain is buzzing. After listening to everything, Su Ming realized that it turned out to be the admissions staff of the university. The imperial capital is silver, the magic capital is magic armor, and the sea is shocked by the sea. These are all well-known universities, similar to Baiyan University. After graduating from university, they are basically silver-level armored envoys. The magic armor and the shocking sea are similar. If it was in the past, even if there was no treatment, Su Ming was really thankful to be able to enter these 3 universities. But now Su Ming knows that his goal is not these second-grade universities in China. Even, it can be said that it is not called a university. The goal is to participate in the college entrance examination and enter the 5 top universities in the country. Imperial Capital Academy, Magic Capital Academy, Heidu Academy, Ancient Capital Academy and Zhongdu Academy. Thinking of this, Su Ming refused directly. Everyone, I'm sorry, my wish is to participate in the college entrance examination and enter the 5 universities. Therefore, other universities are not considered at this stage. Asterisk. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 32. 32. Walk, register, and, you are Su Ming tilde. Student Su Ming, I think you can think about it. This year's college entrance examination is really different, there are too many strong students. When our other admissions officers were investigating in 100 cities, the situation was unexpected. There are many students like you. Isn't it good to be responsible for the walk? 10 admissions officers, you and I have revealed a lot of college entrance examination news. As universities, they certainly know more. Students at the level of Su Ming are simply endless this year. So I should take the college entrance examination. As you all know, I'm now the representative of Xuancheng. What's the point of not taking the college entrance examination? Okay, everyone, go back first, in case I fall off the list, I will be in touch with you at that time. After that, Su Ming went upstairs and went home. Let this group of recruiters sigh secretly. In fact, they could see Su Ming's strength from the championship match of the Xuancheng joint exam. No matter how scary the college entrance examination is this year, Su Ming will definitely be able to enter the 5 universities. They did this, but they wanted to cut off Hu before the 5 universities noticed Xuancheng. However, Su Ming became a student of Xuancheng, and it was really unreasonable not to take the college entrance examination. But once the college entrance examination is over, Su Ming must be completely exposed, and there will be more universities to fight for it. Looking at Su Ming's back, everyone was silent. But then, one of them seemed to remember something and said, "Has the school's investigation been sent?" Su Ming's route doesn't work, go to the parents. A group of people suddenly realized that they took out their information equipment to check. Su Ming's parents work in Qingcheng, and he has a younger sister. Let the colleagues in Qingcheng do the work. After Su Ming returned home, he released Xiaohui and let it wander by itself. And he himself, through the network equipment, checked the information about the mercenaries. There are still 10 days before the college entrance examination. Su Ming's plan is to find a place to kill you demons through the mercenary association, and brush the level to the bronze middle rank. Although he passed the test of the covenant, Su Ming is not a mercenary and must go to the mercenary association to register. After spending about 3 hours, Su Ming finally understood the registration process online and made an appointment. In this case, you can go to the mercenary association in Xuancheng tomorrow for a test. When everything was done, Su Ming's communication device suddenly sounded, and it was his parents. Son, the money has been received. You don't have to make money. These 150,000 credit points are enough to spend a long time at home. During the video call, the mother said happily. Su Ming smiled. Got it, Mom. I won't call after that, but tell me if you're short of money. Su Ming's mother nodded in relief, and then changed the conversation. By the way, a few college admissions staff just found your father. Is it true that they said they would recommend you? It's still buy-in, magic armor and these universities. They also promised that if you enter the school, you can also guarantee it when you graduate from Suxi High School. His colleagues are envious to death, and they all ask what's going on. Hearing this, Su Ming was taken aback. Those universities, so fast, have found their parents. Moreover, he has already paid the price, and it is not enough to recommend himself one. Even Su Shi, who has not yet entered high school, has also recommended. Thinking of this, Su Ming thought for a while, then frowned. Mom, you tell Dad. When the admissions staff came to you, they all refused. I plan to take the college entrance examination and enter the 5 universities. As for my sister, when she goes to high school, I'll help her with some phantom beasts. At the other end of the video, Su Ming's mother's face burst into a smile, and she couldn't help but say, Really, are you sure you can get into the 5 universities? Su Ming was taken aback, then nodded. It should be fine. With his current strength, he still can't get into the 5 universities, so Su Ming has to re-understand the world. Okay, I'll tell your dad. Mom won't bother you for now. Waiting for the good news of your college entrance examination. After that, he hung up the phone directly. At this moment, Su Ming was a little dumbfounded. But I don't know the parents on the other end of the phone. It's hard to describe the excitement in words. Early the next morning, Su Ming went to the Mercenary Association in Xuancheng. The association is located at the west exit of Xuancheng. It is built here to facilitate the entry and exit of mercenaries, and will not disturb the lives of ordinary people too much. When Su Ming came to the association, he found that there were only a dozen people walking around in the entire hall, which was very cold. This is mainly because Xuancheng does not have very good resources, and there are not too many mercenaries gathered in this city. After arriving at the lobby, Su Ming handed over his ID card and said to an ant-level receptionist at the front desk, Hello, I'm here to register as a mercenary. The ant's receptionist raised his head, saw Su Ming so many years ago, and said without a moment, Young man, you haven't graduated from high school yet. The Mercenary Association is not a place to play. To become a mercenary, you need to make an appointment in advance. Hearing this, Su Ming nodded and said directly, Eldest sister, I made an appointment on the official website yesterday. That's it. Report the appointment number, and I'll check it for you. The ant at the front desk looked at Su Ming suspiciously, and then entered the appointment number. But the moment the information came out, she was instantly surprised. Hey! Young man, you are the champion Su Ming. My old man told me yesterday that you will definitely be admitted to the 5 universities. It's much more powerful than that stinky boy in our family. At this moment, Su Ming was a little messy, and he couldn't laugh or cry. Eldest sister, I am that Su Ming, register me as a mercenary. The ant at the front desk had no doubts, and said, Oh Tilda, your strength will definitely pass the test. I'll arrange it for you. Well, take this hand and go to the training ground to test it. Su Ming took the cards and rushed to the back of the Mercenary Association. If she doesn't leave, this ant will drag herself and talk about it again. Behind the Mercenary Association is a vast training ground, and the entrance is in a lounge. When Su Ming appeared with a hand card, an uncle greeted him, "The test is here. You're so young. Have you graduated from high school? Are you here to be a mercenary? Wait a minute, you have to kill a high-grade black iron phantom beast in order to pass the test. If you're afraid, don't go in." Su Ming was silent, feeling that the Mercenary Association in Xuancheng was simply a gathering place for uncles and aunts. "Master, this is my hand," Su Ming said. The uncle took the hand card, swiped it on the instrument next to it, and with a beep, it showed that it passed. When the uncle saw the information displayed on the screen, he was also surprised. "Hey! You are Su Ming who won the championship yesterday. You are so good. You are so strong at such a young age. My son has been graduating for 3 years, and the bronze level hasn't arrived yet." In an instant, Su Ming didn't know what to do. You may have become someone else's child. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 33. 33. Alliance, Monkey Group, Mountain City Number 3 Defensive Line. The mercenary test is really not difficult. When Su Ming entered the training ground, a fence was automatically raised in a row of iron fences next door. Afterwards, a hyena eudemons that had been hungry for several days rushed out. Su Ming solved it with a crystal blade, and it was over within a minute before and after entering. When the uncle stuck his head out and saw the dead black iron phantom beast on the training ground, he gestured with a thumbs up. "Sure enough, he is the champion in our city, and his strength is strong. Pass the test. Go ahead and register as a mercenary." Hearing this, Su Ming hurriedly left. When he came to the front desk again, he saw his pass information and the registration window displayed on the screen. "Still that mom. Su Ming, you are fast. This is your registered mercenary number. Set a password and it will officially take effect after you sign it. Go back and log into the Mercenary Alliance, and you can pick up the quest by yourself." After receiving the mercenary number and trying to successfully log into the Mercenary Alliance, Su Ming exhaled. Finally, the registration was successful. Xuancheng, a mercenary association, was a young man, so it would be better to come less often. Uncles and aunts are really good at chatting. Back home, Su Ming began to browse the information in the Mercenary Alliance. The Mercenary Alliance is a global organization. It has opened various task areas, trading areas, recruitment areas and other sections. However, the authority of each area will be opened according to the personal strength of the mercenary. And Su Ming's account has just been registered, and can only view domestic content. And this piece of content is limited to the D area plate, which is roughly equivalent to the bronze level, commonly known as the novice area. After groping carefully and checking various matters, Su Ming flipped through the task area of the D-level section. With 9 days left until the college entrance examination, Su Ming planned to take on a mission and find a place with many monsters to earn experience. Escort mission, collection task, defense mission. After Su Ming roughly swept the tasks above, he was surprised. If nothing else, the reward for this task is really beyond the scope of ordinary people, basically all starting from 10,000 credit points. A task is equal to a year's salary of an ordinary person. After turning a few pages again, a message jumped into his eyes and caught Su Ming's attention. "Hurry up, recruit 50 bronze mercenaries to clean up the monkeys. Mission reward, 300,000 credit points per person." Mainly the word, monkey group, is more eye-catching. When Su Ming clicked in and checked the details of the mission, he found that the mission location was in the mountain city next door. Compared with Xuancheng, Shancheng is still slightly higher. Mainly, there are several sea-level eudemons areas around the mountain city, which are resource-based cities. And Xuancheng is the kind of old-age city that wants nothing. This task is to solve the monkey-like phantom beasts around the number 3 defense line 100 kilometers away from the mountain city. Seeing the word, defense line, Su Ming frowned. After the divine resurrection, defense lines were built in each city as a warning signal. Generally speaking, the armored envoys who are responsible for garrisoning the defense line are all silver level and above. Ordinary small crisis, there is no need to issue mercenary tasks at all. Moreover, this task was officially released by Shancheng. There's something tricky in here. After Su Ming thought about it, he clicked on the comment area of the mission to see what other mercenaries had to say. As soon as the result was opened, it was overwhelming curses. Monkey group. It's a beast tide. This kind of task, put it in the D-level area. Only 300,000 credit points reward. Shancheng is joking. Don't take it for newbies. This quest is full of bronze-level phantom beasts, and there is a high probability that there will be silver-level ones. The mortality rate is very high. I've been to the mission site, and it's terrible now. There are more than 30,000 monkeys in the group. Bronze-level phantom beasts, I have seen more than 30. The armored envoys stationed in the defense line, although they are silver level, can still resist. But this kind of monkey group cannot be without silver level. Maybe, there will be a gold level appearance. But the most important thing is that the situation on the mountain city is very wrong. There are 4 defense lines, and they all issue clearing tasks. When Su Ming saw this comment, he frowned. I have a general idea of what's going on there. There were 30,000 phantom beasts, which was more than the phantom beasts in the deep forest. When the mandala was killed, including the phantom beasts on the plains, the accumulated number was more than 10,000. You must know that the minimum standard for a beast tide is 100,000 animals, and these 30,000 animals are already 1/3 of the beast tide. Only 50 bronze mercenaries can solve it. Moreover, it is said that there are 4 defense lines in Shancheng, and all such tasks are released. But after a little thought, Su Ming's brows stretched out. For myself, the more you demons, the better. Even if the silver level appears, he is sure to escape. If there is a gold level appearance, Shancheng will definitely send someone to support it. At this time, the difficulty of this task is nothing more than a critical point, and it will escalate at any time. Su Ming did not hesitate and took over the task. The distance is close, there are many strange things, and the time can be arranged by yourself. This is not the most suitable task for you. Ding, you have accepted the mission of the D-level mountain city, clearing the defense line. 3 hours later, Su Ming came to Shancheng by car. This is the first time Su Ming has traveled through Xuancheng. The atmosphere of this city is much more sturdy than that from Xuancheng, and there are also many armored envoys coming and going. After inquiring in the city, Su Ming knew the position of the number 3 defensive line. Going beyond the mountain town, Su Ming discovered that there were huge mountains standing in the surrounding terrain. In that mountain range, I don't know how many phantom beasts survive. Compared with Xuancheng, although the opportunity is greater, the danger is also greater. If the beast tide gathers, it will definitely be a natural disaster. The symbol of the number 3 defensive line is a 100-meter high watchtower. When Su Ming saw the appearance of the watchtower, he summoned Xiaohui and hurried away. When I came here, I found that there were more than 20 people, summoning their respective phantom beasts to sit under the tower, waiting for arrangement. The reception was a middle-aged man with a firm face and a military temperament. Hello, I'm the mercenary who took the mission. Su Ming stepped forward. The middle-aged man was taken aback when he saw Su Ming, gave a military salute and then said, "Little brother, I am the person in charge of the number 3 defense line, Li Guo. This mission is more dangerous. I think you are still a high school student. Have you reached the strength of the bronze armored envoy?" Hearing this, Su Ming smiled and handed over the certificate. "This is my mercenary number, I won't cheat." Li Guo took the certificate, checked it, and said, "Okay. Little brother, we will set off in half an hour. Let's go with Song Yi. You are both students, so we should talk." After speaking, Li Guo pointed to a boy with a slightly wretched face in the crowd. When he saw Su Ming and Li Guo, he specially waved, "Brother, this way. Which school is it? As extraordinary as I am, dare to come and clean up the herd." Asterisk. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 34. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 34. Talking, good guy, Ice Crystal Pheasant Butterfly. Seeing Song Yi's first glance, Su Ming's first reaction was that this guy is definitely a talkative narcissist. This is true in real time as well. When Li Guo left, Song Yi's mouth opened. "Brother, look at Miansheng. I don't seem to have seen you during the Shancheng joint entrance examination. Which high school are you from?" "I'm from Xuancheng and I study in the 3rd high school." "Xuancheng, it's a good place to retire. I heard a junior high school student who transferred to Xuancheng say that the girls over there are very gentle. It's not like the one in our city, who eats dynamite one by one, touches their buttocks, and never stops dying. I don't know if they can get married." By the way, what is the average strength of your high school? I just got promoted to the Bronze Armored Envoy 2 days ago, and I only ranked 5th after a dozen of Mountain City joint entrance examinations. The first guy, he directly took out the 3 epic lineup and made me look stupid. ... I tell you, this mission is quite dangerous. You will follow me when I look back. Leave the attack to me, I will definitely follow the path of the magician in the future, and the damage is an explosion. ... For 20 minutes, Song Yi's mouth never stopped. The most important thing is that Su Ming hasn't replied a few words yet. This guy seems to be indifferent, talking to himself. At this moment, Su Ming felt that the difficulty of the task increased sharply. ... Another 10 minutes. When the number 3 defensive line came to report a dozen mercenaries, Li Guo finally shouted. Men mercenaries, on behalf of Xuancheng, thank you for your help. Later, we will go to the Monkey Mountain next to us to clean up the monkey group. Please cooperate with the team you just assigned. If there is an emergency, please use the communication device to contact. Hearing this, the mercenaries under the watchtower finally started to act. There were about 40 people, less than expected. However, on the way to Monkey Mountain, Li Guo also explained some things. This task is mainly because Li Guo can't do it alone. And everyone's task is to help clean up the common and black iron level demons. Su Ming, let me tell you. This task is not easy. Our school teacher knew that I was coming and even blocked it. There is a demon's energy detector over there in Xuancheng. Recently, in the area of Monkey Mountain, the energy intensity has obviously exceeded the standard. Song Yi said. Hearing this, Su Ming was taken aback for a moment, and asked curiously, then why did you come back? In an instant, Song Yi showed a narcissistic expression on his face and said, I am Lord Song Yi. How can I take this mere phantom beast in my eyes? Even if there is a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood in front of me, I have to make a breakthrough. The corner of Su Ming's mouth twitched. Facing such a narcissist, he didn't know how to refute, and said helplessly, okay, I'll leave it to you later. No problem, my phantom beast is an ice crystal pheasant, which is invincible. Song Yi said proudly. This made Su Ming flash an unexpected color. He looks like a very wretched person, and the demons is quite advanced. Ice crystal pheasant butterfly, ranked 7th among the top 10 epic monsters for women. In addition to having a crystal clear, snow-white appearance, the most important thing is the ice attribute attack, which is very powerful. If the cultivation is good, it can also have a certain control effect. This is basically the perfect phantom that all women dream of. But, by the way, why do you keep an ice crystal pheasant? Su Ming couldn't help asking. At this moment, Song Yi said calmly, of course it's to pick up girls. Since I got it, in the past few years, the success rate of my confession has risen from 1% to 5%. Su Ming was silent, looked Song Yi up and down with strange eyes, and then said after thinking a little, so, how many people have you succeeded in your confession? Well, 1. Her name is Lu Qingya, she's our class girl, and she says I'm a good person. Song Yi recalled with a wretched smile. Boom. At this moment, Su Ming silently slammed into the tree. If it weren't for the armored envoy, I might have been injured. After you confessed, your class said you were a good person. Are the others gone? Su Ming asked seriously. Song Yi was stunned and said strangely, yes. She has accepted my confession. What else? Su Ming. ... Along the way, Su Ming has another label for Song Yi's senses, the second-year junior. The brain circuit of this guy is really a bit abnormal. I don't know how to become an armored envoy. When I didn't get the gold finger, if I heard there was such a person, I might be pissed off. After walking for about half an hour, I finally came to the Monkey Mountain that Li Guo said. The mountain is a dense jungle, but unlike other mountain ranges, the woods here are shaking violently. At this moment, when Su Ming used the talent of eye perception to look carefully, I saw densely packed monkey-like phantom beasts gathered on the bushes. It's here, everyone, let's go into the mountain. Follow the marked route, separate a distance, and enter together. Li Guo said, and then walked towards the top of the mountain. The moment he stepped into the top of the mountain, the entire forest was like a riot. Hundreds of monkey-like phantom beasts sprang out and attacked Li Guo. In the distance, there are more demons, as if receiving some kind of signal, rushing through the trees. Brutal. An eagle cry sounded, and Li Guo summoned his phantom beast. It is also an eagle of thorns, but compared with Wang Gang's eagle of thorns, the strength of this one has reached the silver level. The wingspan is more than 20 meters long, and the thorns and feathers on the eagle's body are also very hard. Thorn Feather Strike. The same skill, released in Li Guo's hands, is not a concept at all. Thorns like a rain of flowers fell from the sky, clearing an area nearly 10 meters in diameter. The phantom beasts that had just rushed up were all dead in the blink of an eye. Squeak. The monkey group became more and more riotous, and it seemed that some kind of signal was transmitted to the depths of the jungle. But in the face of all this, Li Guo didn't care at all and said, "Everyone, start completing the task. The harvest of killing eudemons belongs to oneself. Also, it's best for everyone to use agile eudemons. Monkey eudemons above black iron move faster." When Li Guo finished his instructions, the entire team summoned phantom beasts and began to clean up the monkey group. "Come out, my ice crystal pheasant." Song Yi stretched out his arm and shouted. A white light flashed, and a snow-white butterfly with a wingspan of about 6 meters long and flawless ice crystals flapped its wings and flew in the sky. And the temperature around it is also slowly decreasing. Su Ming was speechless and checked his panel with gold finger. Eudemons Ice Crystal Pheasant Butterfly. Level, Bronze Low Grade. Quality, Epic. Talent, Ice Crystal Epic, Ice Control, Rare. Skills, Frostbolt, Bronze, Ice and Snow, Black Iron, Ice Wings, Black Iron. After scanning, Su Ming only had one thought. This contract Ice Crystal Pheasant is really ready to pick up girls. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 35. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 35. Middle 2, Retreat, Rest Assured. Idon and Hasho 39, T want to die with you. Generally speaking, as long as the eudemons are carefully cultivated, there will be no less than 2 skills lower than the current level. But Song Yi's Ice Crystal Pheasant Butterfly, only one ice arrow reached the bronze level, and the others were all black iron. There is also talent. Ice Crystal is the original talent, but the second talent, Ice Control, is the main attack talent of the Ice Crystal Pheasant. In the end, this product was still in the rare stage, and this good phantom beast was blinded in vain. Frozen Archery. After summoning the Ice Crystal Pheasant Butterfly, Song Yi directed the release of the skills. The ice arrows about 1 meter long slowly condensed out, and with the wings of the Ice Crystal Pheasant, they attacked the surrounding monkey monsters. At this moment, the phantom beasts that were attacked were basically penetrated, and the entire body was covered with frost. "How is it, Brother Su Ming? Isn't my strength very strong?" Song Yi entered the jungle road while commanding the eudemons. Although more than a dozen monkeys jumped out from time to time, under the attack of Frost Arrow, the 2 of them moved forward steadily. Hearing this, Su Ming didn't know how to respond to him. "You say strong, kills or ordinary eudemons. You say it is not strong, in the face of this kind of siege, it is still peaceful." Su Ming was a little dumbfounded. The entire mercenary team was advancing in an orderly manner into the Monkey Mountain. Although there are more monkeys, they are basically ordinary phantom beasts, and they are all vulnerable under the lineup of all bronze armored envoys. Even in the team, there is not even an armored person. At this time, Li Guo was already flying over the team to check the surrounding situation. "Brother Su Ming, when did you summon the phantom beast? I can't seem to take it anymore." Nearly half an hour later, when the team advanced halfway up the mountain, Song Yi finally couldn't help but speak. Along the way, he used Frost Arrow to kill nearly 200 ordinary eudemons. But in the face of the constant stream of monkeys in the jungle, it was really unbearable. Hearing this, Su Ming was stunned for a moment, and said strangely, "You can't hold back just killing so many phantom beasts. Aren't you strong?" In an instant, Song Yi's expression was dull. But in the next moment, he frowned, as if the flame of a strong man was burning, and excitedly said, "My Song Yi's strength does not need to be questioned. Look at me, Frost Arrow." The corners of Su Ming's mouth twitched, and this second-year-old boy was aroused by his own words. Su Ming, who originally wanted to call Xiaohui for help, suddenly stopped thinking about it. Keep fighting, juvenile. In fact, the reason why Su Ming doesn't want to shoot now is that he is really not interested. After being promoted to bronze rank, killing ordinary eudemons will no longer obtain evolution points. and the experience value is only a pitiful one. Let's talk later. Under such circumstances, the team continued to move forward, but Song Yi's forehead was already sweating. And the rest of the mercenaries in the team were similar. Each person killed an average of 300 ordinary Eudemons, 40 people, almost 12,000. Although it is said that the number of probes has been cleared by nearly half, it is a bit strange that not a single black iron phantom beast has been encountered. Everyone, stop advancing, let's go back first. Li Guo, who was flying in the sky, suddenly said. Let everyone present stunned. Captain Li, why did you go back suddenly? Yes, we estimate that more than half of it has been cleaned. It's already halfway up the mountain, why are you going back? The crowd spoke up. At this time, Li Guo frowned and said, the situation is very wrong. We haven't even touched a single black iron phantom beast. If the black iron and bronze phantom beasts rush out at once, we may lose a lot. Hearing this, everyone was shocked, and then reacted. That's right, this situation is especially wrong. This proves that in the monkey group, there may be some kind of creature in command. Indeed, Captain Li is right, let's go back first. We haven't eaten dinner yet. I can't clean it up today, but I'll be here tomorrow. According to this situation, it will be done in 3 days at most. Be safe, let's go back first. Everyone decisively recognized. Song Yi also exhaled, Captain Li is really experienced. Although the strong are not afraid of siege, it is better to be safe. In an instant, Su Ming was speechless again. Have to. It looks like it's white today. Although it is a bit regrettable, Li Guo is quite right, this is responsible for everyone's life. When the entire team had discussed it, they began to prepare to retreat. But at the moment when everyone turned around, Wu tilde tilde tilde. Wu tilde tilde tilde. A high-pitched monkey sound, with some kind of command, suddenly came from the depths of the mountain. In an instant, the entire mountain top trembled, and there was a violent movement. Dong dong dong. At this moment, Su Ming's ear consciousness has heard the movement from afar. It was a large-scale phantom beast, the vibrating sound of a group stepping on the ground. In a few seconds, everyone present also felt the source of the earthquake. Retreat. Go back to the watchtower. The herd is chasing after him. Li Guo shouted. Everyone present was stunned for a moment, summoned the phantom beast, and began to descend the mountain at a high speed. The movement in the rear became louder and louder, and the rows of trees began to collapse, like a bulldozer, hitting all the trees on the road. Everyone was at the bronze level, so in just 10 seconds, they had come to the foot of the mountain again. But at this time, when everyone looked up, there were thousands of giant apes, all 4 meters away, jumping down from the top of the mountain like dumplings and besieging everyone. It's all black iron. You all go back to the watchtower. Activate the defensive wall. I'll stop them first. Li Guo shouted, and the eagle of thorns made an eagle cry and circled into the sky. With the same configuration as Wang Gang, the rest of the eagle and the bear all appeared around. But when Su Ming checked it with Goldfinger, he found out that they were 2 rare phantom beasts. Although they were both silver level, they were basically cultivated to the extreme. Everyone knew that Li Guo was at the silver level, and without hesitation, he began to retreat to the rear. But at this moment, there was a bigger movement on the top of the mountain. Nearly 50 giant apes with a body size of over 7 meters began to appear. It's bronze. In an instant, all the crises of life and death came to mind. Even if Li Guo is at the silver level, it is impossible to face the thousands of black iron and 50 bronze phantom beasts. And what's even scarier is that it doesn't seem to end. Countless ordinary monkey-like phantom beasts rushed down the mountain like locusts, and there were more than 10,000 after careful sweeping. And behind it, a bigger vibration came to everyone. Yes, are you going to die here today? Is it a miniature beast tide? The official mountain city. What are you doing? Seeing this scene, everyone scolded a little disheartened. Because at this time, the Eudemons rushed out of the mountain to besiege the team, and even if this scale returned to the watchtower, it would be washed away in an instant. They are so few people, how can they stop it? Brother Su Ming, we are going to die together today. Song Yi gritted his teeth and hesitated. But at this time, he suddenly found that Su Ming had a bright smile on his face. Don't worry, I don't want to die with you. After speaking, I saw Su Ming's hands stretched out impressively, revealing the phantom beast tattoos that covered half of his body. Asterisk. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 36. 36. Miaozai, sluggish, Li Guo escaped. Xiaohui, come out, Su Ming shouted. In an instant, a bright white wolf with a soft glow and the imprint of the full moon on its forehead appeared in Song Yi's eyes. The moment he saw the little wolf, he said a little strangely, brother. Sure enough, he is a fellow man. This phantom beast must be good to pick up girls. Several girls in our class like this kind of fluffy and beautiful phantom beast. Su Ming seemed to feel 3 black lines appearing above his head. Ready to fight. Look over there. Su Ming patted Xiaohui's head and pointed to the herd in the distance. At this moment, I saw Xiaohui's eyes showing excitement. Ah tilde. A wolf roar resounded through the open area at the foot of the mountain, attracting everyone's attention. The moment they turned their heads, they saw a very cute little wolf, which swelled into a giant beast with a height of 7 meters with a flash of light. Fuck, brother, what kind of phantom beast? Can it be big or small? It's wonderful tilde. Song Yi saw this scene, his eyes lit up. Forgot about the beast attack. At this moment, Su Ming absolutely confirmed that the brain circuit of this guy is definitely a spiral. Armorization. In the face of the raging beasts, Su Ming no longer hesitated and directly chose armored. At this time, as long as the pursuit of maximum attack. Engraved with strange silver patterns, bright white crystal armor with moonlight covered Su Ming's body. A full moon imprint, emitting a soft light, was also imprinted on Su Ming's eyebrows. Most importantly, a soft moonlight began to gather under Su Ming's feet. After Xiaohui evolved into the Howling Moon Sirius, it was the first time he was armored. The soaring power in the body seems to have increased by more than 3 times compared to the past. Brother, what are you doing? Going back to fight? Don't think too much. Although I haven't even known you for a long time, as a strong person, I think you are my brother for life. Song Yi shouted. But when he reached out and was about to hold Su Ming, he found that the figure in front of him gradually faded to dissipate. It turned out that Su Ming in front of him was just an afterimage. And when Song Yi turned his head and looked at the herd of beasts, he was completely sluggish. Tread the moon. Su Ming let out a low roar, and his whole body stepped towards the sky as if stepping on the ground. At this time, Li Guo was ready to die in the face of the beast horde that came rushing towards him. But at this moment, a figure suddenly appeared beside him. Captain Li, how long will the defensive line be activated? Su Ming said. When Li Guo turned his head and saw Su Ming, he was stunned. There are no wings on the body, so the armor is suspended in the air, which is extremely strange. But now is not the time to think about that. Why are you here? Go back to the watchtower, this is not something you can resist. Li Guo shouted. At this moment, Su Ming didn't speak, just stretched out his hands. Wolf howl. In an instant, 8 energy bombs with violent fluctuations appeared beside the 2 of them. Go. With the wave of Su Ming's hands, the energy bullet turned into a tail of flame, streaked across the sky, and headed towards the beast colony that was charging. Boom boom boom. The sky-shattering explosion sounded 8 times in a row in the herd. In an instant, the smoke filled the air, and an invisible shock wave ripples began to spread. Crystal blade, go! More than 20 moon blades refracted by the silver crystal rays of light crossed a strange trajectory and slashed towards the herd again. In a short period of time, the top troop of the beast group disappeared a little, leaving behind the corpse of the ghost beast with stumps everywhere, and then was trampled by the rear troops of the beast group. Ding! Kill ordinary demons, experience +1. Ding! Kill the black iron phantom beast, experience value +100, evolution point +0.01 inches. Ding! Ding! The row of reminder sounds made Su Ming flash a smile. At this time, Li Guo flashed an extremely shocked expression. Is this still bronze? How can firepower be more terrifying than his silver level? Captain Li, how long will the defense line be activated? Seeing that Li Guo still did not speak, Su Ming said again. Now the situation is very dangerous, the whole team is chasing after the phantom beasts, and looking at the momentum, they are completely chasing to the end. The defense line must be activated, and there is a guard location. At this time, Li Guo finally came to his senses. It will take about 1 minute to return to the watchtower and activate the defense line. Su Ming frowned and said, Captain Li, go back now and activate the defense. I'll delay the herd. Hearing this, Li Guo was taken aback. How can you delay by yourself? I can fly, so I can guarantee my own safety. Su Ming smiled and said, I'm flying too. Li Guo was instantly stunned, and he no longer hesitated. I'll go back and activate the defense line first, and send a signal to Shancheng to help you right away. Su Ming nodded, and when his figure moved, he flew towards the herd in the opposite direction. Everyone, speed up and return to the watchtower and activate the defense line. Li Guo swept across the sky and shouted loudly. Then it actually accelerated and flew towards the number 3 defensive line. At this moment, the mercenaries below all looked sluggish. Li Guo escaped. Just leave them alone. There are beasts in the back. There are more than 40 bronzes here. How can they be blocked? But when they froze, boom boom boom, suddenly there was a series of explosions from behind. The deafening voice made everyone couldn't help but look back. At this moment, they saw Su Ming's figure flying over the herd. The energy bullet in his hand poured down like a gatling. The momentum of the beast group that was going forward was unexpectedly interrupted by Su Ming's attack. Wolf King Cannon. A high cry came. A dazzling silver column of energy shot out from Su Ming's hands and penetrated the herd. Regardless of whether it is an ordinary or a black iron class phantom beast, it will die immediately after being irradiated by the energy wave. And this attack, with the silhouette in the sky as the center, draws a semicircle restricted area. After a full 10 seconds, it dissipated. Afterwards, dozens of crystal blades flickering with silver light fell into the herd and overturned again. Everyone finally understood why Li Guo went back to activate the defensive line first. Only Song Yi is still sluggish at the moment. Is this the same age? National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 37. 37. 30 and #039. Clock. Disaster. Ready to work. Ding. Kill ordinary Eudemons. Experience +1. Ding. Kill the Black Iron Phantom Beast. Experience value +100. Evolution point +0.01 inches. Ding. Ding. The sound of reminders continued to brush up, and the peak troops of the beast group began to disperse under the powerful firepower. But Su Ming's face became more serious. Not because of their own safety, but because of the strength of the herd, which is really too terrifying. In a short period of time, he had killed countless ordinary phantom beasts, and Su Ming had killed more than 50 black iron phantom beasts. But for this huge herd, it is too insignificant. Looking at the rear, the bronze-level phantom beasts that came with the rushing troops, as well as the vibrating echoes that still came from the distant hilltops. Su Ming finally understood why the herd, the beast tide, is the biggest crisis for mankind. Open black lens bracket host close black lens bracket, Su Ming. Status, Xiaoyu armored. Level, bronze low grade. Talent, eye consciousness bronze, ear consciousness black iron, howling moon epic. Illusory armor, double moon in the sky, bronze. Skills, crystal blade bronze, moon stepping bronze. Note double moons in the sky. Use the power of moonlight accumulated by Eudemons to condense into double moons, which doubles all sub-moon states. Looking at his state after armoring, Su Ming flashed a hint of surprise. Unexpectedly, even the magic armor skills have evolved. From the past multi-moon, evolution to double moon sky. And the effect is better and scarier, improving all the conditions under the moon. Su Ming instantly realized that he had another whole card. If he entered the Xiaoyu state, he was using the magic armor skill. The taste is simply unimaginable. Unfortunately, the sky has not yet darkened, and the moon has not yet risen. Su Ming frowned. There was still some time before he could enter the strongest state. But the scale of the beast group in front of him was completely uncontrollable by himself. Only rely on the defensive line. Thinking of this, Su Ming glanced back, and the watchtower was already in sight. But the defense line is fully activated, and it will take 1 minute. With this time alone, it is absolutely impossible to stop the beast tide. In this case, we can only use the herd to find a way. Little flower. Su Ming stretched out his arm and let out a low growl. The swaying posture of the mandala swirled out of his arms in an instant. But this time, it's not just fixed on Su Ming. Instead, it landed in front of the herd, took root on the ground, and instantly returned to its original form 8 meters high. Pollen. Fantasy. Confused. Su Ming began to direct. And at this moment, the ground under the mandala root began to wriggle violently, slowly building an earthen platform. The bright and splendid flower bud began to bloom slowly, and the purple pollen sprinkled the sky and floated towards the peak of the beast group. When the first phantom beast inhaled pollen, its body suddenly froze, and its eyes gradually turned red and strange. Then it spread like a plague. At this moment, over 500 phantom beasts in the peak force of the entire beast group turned around and charged towards the beast group behind. Defense line number 3. Defense line number 3, this is the Shancheng operational command. Detection of the activation of the number 3 defense line, please reply immediately. Please reply immediately. Inside the watchtower, when Li Guo pressed the start button of the defensive line, he finally exhaled. But when the communication paging sounded, his expression changed again. This is the number 3 defensive line, and I am Li Guo, the person in charge. In Area 3, the appearance of a miniature herd was detected, with a size exceeding 30,000. Report to activate the defense line. Also ask your superiors to assign reinforcements. In our area, there are 45 armored envoys, 1 silver ranked, and 44 bronze ranked. There was a rapid report sound from the other end of the page, after about 3 seconds. Headquarters agreed to activate the defensive line. But the reinforcements will arrive in 3 hours. Please, the number 3 defensive line. Be sure to guard the defensive area. In an instant, Li Gorele was attacked. Defend for 3 hours. Just relying on these 45 low-level armored envoys to block the herd of 30,000 beasts, what kind of joke? But when the communication equipment heard the beeping sound of hanging up, Li Guo completely confirmed that this order was not a joke. Caw caw caw, boom boom boom. At this time, there was a terrifying vibration around the watchtower, resuscitating like a giant beast. A landslide-style city wall with a height of 10 meters across a range of 20 kilometers, shone with a special alloy light, slowly rose from the ground. When Li Guo saw this scene, his heart felt a little better. The defensive line is an important means of blocking the herd, and it can well block the cluster type of the herd. But this defensive line of the city wall alone can cure the symptoms but not the root cause. It looks like I'm going to die here today. Li Guo sighed, and then flew out of the watchtower with determination. No matter what the outcome is, he, the person in charge, must shoulder the responsibility. The rest of the bronze-armored envoys also returned to the watchtower one after another, standing on the defensive city wall, looking at the herd of beasts rushing in from a distance, with expressions of concern. Everyone, Yamashiro headquarters, asked us to defend for 3 hours. At this moment, Li Guo came to the crowd and said. Hearing this, everyone present immediately started spraying. Captain Li, are you kidding me? This is a herd of beasts. A herd of beasts. With only a few dozen of us, can we stop it? What is Shancheng's headquarters doing? This herd of beasts is rushing past, it's not the end of the game. I'm sorry, I'm going back. I don't want to die here. My family is still waiting for me. But at this moment, the crowd suddenly trembled, holding the network equipment, and fell directly to the ground. It's over, it's over. The real beast tide is here. Shancheng has just issued a mandatory military order to summon the entire city's armored envoys. Defense lines 1 to 4 were attacked by beast herds at the same time. The estimated scale is more than 150,000, which exceeds the standard of beast tides. Defense line number 1 has been breached. It is expected to break through the number 2 defensive line in 1 hour. The crowd was completely stunned. The number 4 defense line was also attacked by the beasts. Doesn't it mean that they can't even go back? What's even more terrifying is that number 1 has been broken through by the herd, and number 2 will definitely not be able to stop it. At that time, when all the beasts of number 3 converge, wouldn't they just be finished? Everyone finally understood why it took 3 hours, they were abandoned. The rear must clear and pay off the number 4 defensive line before they can come to support. As a strong man, am I destined to die on the battlefield? At this moment, Song Yi finally couldn't hold back his words. But at this time, no one was paying attention to this middle-aged teenager. Most of the armored envoys were all paralyzed on the ground, watching the herds of beasts rushing from afar. But at this moment, a bright white figure in the sky came into everyone's sight. What are you doing? Ready to work. Afterwards, everyone saw a splendid flower, rooted delicately under the city wall. The ground began to wriggle. Hundreds of phantom beast corpses were dragged by the roots and slowly built up a mountain of corpses. Asterisk. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 38. 38. Brother, Spirit, Bronze Middle Grade. Question mark, question mark, question mark. At this moment, the mercenaries present saw the flower under the city wall, like a tattered one. Whether it is half or complete, as long as it is a phantom beast corpse, it has to be picked up. At this time, the herd of beasts in the distance finally approached the crowd. At this moment, the buds of that flower began to bloom, revealing purple stamens, shaking gently. Large swaths of purple pollen drifted into the distance, and the eudemons that had just appeared, instantly red-eyed, as if being manipulated, even rushed towards the beasts in the opposite direction. Seriously hinder the attack of the herd. I'm going. Mandala. In an instant, a mercenary recognized the phantom beast and shouted loudly. At this time, Su-Ming in the sky threw a dozen wolf-howling bullets at will, and the area of the phantom beast group that was not controlled was overturned again. Although the eudemons were overwhelming, but under Su-Ming's defense, there was a trend of a wave of death. The fallen corpses were directly dragged by the mandala to add bricks and tiles to the corpse mountain. Brother, my brother, brother Su-Ming, you are too fierce. At this moment, Song Yi shouted loudly. He even summoned a flame-tailed blue lion, along with the ice crystal pheasant butterfly, to clean up the remaining phantom beasts with one fire and one ice. And, his mouth kept shouting, Brother, what did you do with a phantom beast? Brother, isn't the mandala very expensive to smash? Brother, there's a cluster of eudemons over there, get rid of them. At this moment, the corners of Su-Ming's mouth twitched, and he turned around and shouted, Song Yi, shut up. You are saying something, I will turn around and leave immediately. In an instant, more than a dozen people rushed out and directly pushed Song Yi to the ground. Brother, he shut up. Little brother, I will never let him speak. Su-Ming, you continue to defend, this is handed over to us. At this moment, Song Yi was completely stunned. The ice crystal pheasant is flying in the sky, it seems that it did not expect this situation. I shut up. Where's the beast tied? Work, why are you holding me down? Song Yi, who was held down by the crowd, finally couldn't help shouting out a word. At this time, everyone realized the crisis state at the moment. However, this fight finally dispelled the atmosphere of despair. Su-Ming, there's a beast swarm in the mountain city. Li Guo said brightly when he saw Su-Ming's performance. As a silver rank, although the cleaning is normal, and the black iron phantom beasts are also fast, he is not as efficient as Su-Ming. What's more, the presence of mandala has added another line of defense to everyone. Beast tied. Su-Ming was stunned for a moment and asked about the situation. When he learned that it would take 3 hours for the number 3 defense line to receive reinforcements, he frowned. Captain Li, if it's only the current scale, we should be able to hold on. Next, you focus on going to the rear and clearing up the bronze-level eudemons. I will construct the defense line, and the others will be stationed on the defensive wall, so there should be no major problem. But what I'm afraid of is that if there are more than the bronze level, then I can't do anything. Su-Ming looked at the distant Monkey Mountain, the scene that was still shaking violently. Ordinary black iron class eudemons, mandala hallucination control does not have much pressure. But once it reaches the bronze level, as a control at the same level, the mandala will consume a certain amount of effort. If there are hundreds of bronze rank in groups, mandala wants to control the basic exhaustion. Not to mention the silver level. According to the current scale, in fact, the block is just right. Hearing this, Li Guo nodded, and a flash of joy flashed, then I'm sure. Don't worry, I'll clean up the bronze rank first. If there is a silver rank, I will swear to resist. In addition, this is the communication equipment of the Shancheng military headquarters. If I die in battle, you are responsible for reporting the situation at the headquarters and then take people to retreat. By then, the number 4 defensive line should be almost cleaned up. A complex look flashed in Su-Ming's eyes. It was only at this time that he could feel the spirit of those seniors who went forward in disasters for the sake of human survival. We will survive, Su-Ming murmured firmly. But at this time, Li Guo had been armored, covered with thorn-colored light, spread his huge wings, and rushed to the rear of the beast group. Ding, kill ordinary eudemons, experience +1. Ding, kill the black iron phantom beast, Experience value plus 100, evolution point plus 0.01 inches. Ding. As time passed, the overwhelming herd finally hit the defensive line. However, the situation is much better than expected. The defensive wall line, a 10-meter high landslide-type structure, basically cut off the attacks of ordinary eudemons. Only phantom beasts above the black iron level can sporadically climb up, but they were easily solved by dozens of mercenaries on the city wall. If it is a normal beast tide, then at this time, rely on the dead eudemons to build a corpse pile and break through the defense line early. But because of the existence of the mandala, the corpse was directly pulled into the self-built corpse mountain, which cut off this method. And the phantom beasts can't attack the corpse mountain. Eudemons below the bronze level are directly manipulated as soon as they approach the corpse mountain, and they recoil back. Su Ming can feel the excitement conveyed by the mandala, which is the normal way to open it. Seeing that the situation had stabilized, Su Ming exhaled. Looking at the evolution point, it has changed from 3 to 4. This proves that more than 100 black iron phantom beasts have been killed. But it is still too small compared to that huge number. In the distance, Li Guo, who was flying above the herd, kept throwing down thorns and feathers, killing bronze-level phantom beasts one by one. But that's all. In this case, it is impossible to put other contracted eudemons into the herd to fight. The battle is still stalemate. However, seeing that the sky was completely dark, Su Ming was also slightly relieved. After a while, when the moon comes out, the heyday of myself and Xiaohui will come. At that time, you can also go directly to hunt bronze-level phantom beasts. Presumably, the evolution point will usher in a surge. Ding, 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 the experience points are full. Do you want to increase the level of Howling Moon Sirius? After another half an hour passed, a prompt sounded to make Su Ming happy. The experience point is finally full. Yes, Su Ming said without hesitation. A large number of white-ons were reflected in Su Ming's body in the state of armoring. At this moment, the phantom of the Sirius behind him, as if stimulated by something, began to roar and escalate. Ding, Xiaoyu Sirius has been upgraded. Currently, bronze level mid-grade. Increasing bronze skills. At the same time, another pleasant reminder sounded. Ding, Flower of Mandala, start to synchronize level, synchronization is successful. Current, medium bronze. Above the corpse mountain, the swaying flowers were shrouded in purple ons and began to swell violently. Asterisk. National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 39. 39. Nature, Golden Wheel, brother, are you poisonous? Open black lens bracket eudemons close black lens bracket, Howling Moon Sirius. Level, bronze middle grade. Quality epic. Talent, Xiaoyu epic. Skills, crystal solid bronze 10,000 wolves chasing the moon bronze crystal blade bronze. Open black lens bracket note close black lens bracket Jingu, improve the overall defense. Note 10,000 wolves chasing the moon. In the moonlight state, the wolf pack can be increased to fight. Open black lens bracket eudemons close black lens bracket, Flower of Mandala. Level, bronze middle grade. Quality epic. Talent, Devour epic. Skills, Devouring corpse bronze dividing roots bronze absorbing bronze. Note corpse eater. You can quickly recover yourself by swallowing a corpse. Open black lens bracket note close black lens bracket divided roots. The root system can be divided more than one. After looking at the panels of the two eudemons, Su Ming had a general understanding of the upgraded strength. On Xiaohui's side, the defense has been increased once, and the other is the increase in the group increase of racial eudemons. On Xiaohui's side, the corpse devouring skill increases its stamina, which should be the skill used for the battle at that time and the weathering of the corpse mountain. In addition, the root skill also increases its flexibility. At this moment, when Su Ming looked down, he saw that the bottom of the corpse mountain began to squirm violently. Then a large number of roots suddenly sprang out from under the city wall, and sneakily dragged the corpses of eudemons back to the mountain of corpses. When all this was done, the mandala actually conveyed a very happy mood. The corners of Su Ming's mouth twitched. This flower doing this kind of thing seems to have a guilty conscience. Maybe, this is the nature of plant-type eudemons. On the city wall, everyone divided their areas and cleaned up the phantom beasts that escaped. With Su Ming blocking the front, and the terrain advantages, it seems that there is no big deal except for a long time. Song Yi, Su Ming is a high school student like you. Many elderly mercenaries questioned while fighting. Now that the danger is under control, everyone's focus is different. The high school student who was standing in front of the beast horde in front of him was simply too strong. Yes, Brother Ming, he said he was from Xuancheng number 3 high school. Just like me, I have to take the college entrance examination in a few days. Song Yi controlled the ice crystal pheasant and replied with the ice arrow technique. At this moment, everyone couldn't help but sigh. This year is indeed the strongest college entrance examination ever. Let's not talk about the 5 major cities. This year, there are so many armored envoy students in our mountain city. I think they are quite strong. In the end, when I saw Su Ming, I felt that I was not qualified. Song Yi frowned and said, "How come I'm not qualified? I'm also very strong." In an instant, everyone's laughter came from the city wall. You are indeed stronger than our age, but in this situation, where are you stronger? At this moment, in Song Yi's eyes, as if something was burning, he said, "You don't understand, the strong will always keep their cards. Since you want to see my trump card, let me show you. Golden Tiger, come out." Roar. A mighty and loud tiger roar resounded on the city wall, and a ferocious tiger with a sharp golden blade protruding from its back appeared. When everyone saw this fierce tiger, their eyelids didn't jump. The golden eating tiger, the top 20 existence in the epic Eudemons in attack power. Unexpectedly, Song Yi actually has this phantom beast. Awesome, why didn't you summon it just now? The mercenaries said unexpectedly. Everyone thought that the ice crystal pheasant was Song Yi's main phantom beast. In the end, looking at the situation, the gold-eating blade tiger was Song Yi's most powerful existence. Seeing the unexpected expressions of the mercenaries, Song Yi said proudly, "Do you think that my ability to be ranked 5th in the joint examination is a joke? The strong are destined to be misunderstood. If you didn't call me just now, it's not the time." In an instant, there was another burst of laughter, and he joked, "If you have the ability, you go down." Hearing this, Song Yi looked at the scene outside, shuddered, and shut up. This is simply courting death. Although I knew that Song Yi was cowardly, this time everyone looked at Song Yi with completely different eyes. The flame-tailed blue lion, the ice crystal pheasant butterfly, and the golden blade tiger, seeing this posture, Song Yi will definitely follow the path of the magic envoy in the future. And most likely, the highest quality 5-element lineup. Just looking at the battle of Song Yi's flames, ice arrows, and golden blade salvos now, one can think of his broad road in the future. The mercenaries present couldn't help but sigh, this is incomparable. But at this moment, a burst of purple on shone impressively, attracting their attention. Afterwards, everyone saw the mandala on the corpse mountain, and it actually became bigger again, and even the range of defense also expanded. And what's even more terrifying is that everyone can see that a large number of rhizomes under the city wall are collecting corpses twice as efficiently as before. Su Ming's phantom beast, this is an upgrade. Everyone asked in surprise. Then, without being dumbfounded, Su Ming gave them another critical blow. It really is my brother, really strong. In this case, as a strong man, I will also go down to fight. Armorization. In an instant, I saw Song Yi covered with a layer of golden armor, and then jumped off the city wall. At this time, everyone couldn't help but exclaimed. But when those ordinary phantom beasts collided with Song Yi, a golden wheel revolving around the whole body appeared automatically. All the imaginary beasts that approached touched the golden wheel and were directly smashed. Seeing this scene, the corners of the mercenaries' mouths twitched and they never spoke again. Today's young people are all monsters. Brother Ming, I'm here to help you. Su Ming was flying in the sky, and when he heard this, he subconsciously looked down. I saw Song Yi walking among the beasts and approaching him. The phantom beasts that went on and on seemed to be very dangerous to him, but with the existence of the golden wheel, he was fine. Perhaps the only way to die is to be crushed to death by being buried alive by the corpse of an Eudemon's beast. But with the existence of Mandala, even this possibility is gone. It turns out that the feeling of walking among the beasts is so wonderful. Sure enough, the scenery seen by the strong is destined to be different. Song Yi said with a look of enjoyment. Aren't you afraid of death? Su Ming said speechlessly. Hearing this, Song Yi said sharply, How could the strong be afraid of death? On this battlefield, if there is no silver, what should I be afraid of? Su Ming's mouth twitched, and he didn't know what to say. In short, the brain circuits of the second-year teenagers are not for normal people to understand. But at this moment, dong dong dong, suddenly, a loud noise that shook the sky came from Monkey Mountain in the distance, shocking people. Halfway up the mountain, large tracts of woods began to collapse. A giant ape with an ugly face, bloodthirsty and terrifying, covered with blood-red hair and over 20 meters tall, jumped out from the top of the mountain under the night sky. With a bang, he jumped into the herd, slammed the ground with both arms, roared a few times, and charged towards the defensive line. Seeing this scene, Su Ming was stunned, then looked down at Song Yi and said loudly, "Brother, are you poisonous?" National Armorization. Infinite Evolution Super Illusory God 40. 40. King Kong, the key point, the little master of hatred. Ah, Brother Ming, what's wrong? Song Yi didn't seem to sense the movement from afar. After all, he also doesn't have the talent for eye and ear perception, unlike Su Ming who can see as far. Song Yi was wondering why Su Ming said he was poisonous. The herd has appeared at the silver level. Su Ming said he had already seen Li Guofei in the sky and began to harass the silver phantom beast. What? The silver level is here. Song Yi was shocked. He turned around decisively, grabbed the ice crystal pheasant butterfly, and flew back to the city wall again. At this moment, everyone is very strange. But in an instant, Su Ming's gnashing voice came, "Everyone is ready, the silver level is coming. Also, give me a good look at Song Yi, the crow's mouth." This shout is like poking a hornet's nest. Song Yi, stop opening your mouth. What? After a while, the gold level will be called by this kid. Where's the tape? Bring me the tape, and I'm going to seal this kid's mouth. Song Yi no longer had the aura of a strong man, and hid beside him and shivered. This time, he simply angered the public. Why did Bai Yin come out as soon as I shouted? Song Yi couldn't help thinking to himself. But in an instant, a mercenary uncle next to him held his mouth down. ... About half a minute later, everyone finally saw the silver-level phantom beast that Su Ming said. It was a giant ape, but it was dragged by Li Guo at this time, delaying its impact. But even so, the giant ape rushed towards the defensive line like a broken bamboo. The phantom beasts standing in front of him were all knocked over to death. Even if they were bronze rank, they were just like paper. Seeing this scene, Su Ming couldn't help but check it with gold finger. You demons, bloodthirsty King Kong. Level, silver low grade. Quality, epic. Talent, bloodthirsty epic, King Kong, rare. Skills, clash, silver, body fighting, bronze. ... When Su Ming read the panel of the giant ape, he fell into silence. The first reaction was that Song Yi was really poisonous. This phantom beast, all the talents and skills, can be summed up in one word, that is, reckless. The wild kind, especially the existence of bloodthirsty skills, can make it continue to be violent. This is the most annoying kind on the battlefield. And Su Ming confirmed that the defensive line behind the city wall would definitely not be able to stop this bloodthirsty King Kong. For a single haplotype, people can collapse. Su Ming, kill it with me, or it will go up to the city wall, and something will happen. Li Guo's voice came from the sky. At this moment, he is completely armored. But the feather strikes from the sky seemed to have no harm to bloodthirsty King Kong. Ding ding ding, it was all bounced off. Without hesitation, Su Ming flew to the sky and began to block this epic silver level you demons. Leaving the mandala, it cooperates with everyone and guards the city wall. ... You demons of the diamond type have high attack, high defense, and strong life, and are very balanced. However, they have a weakness, that is, they are short-tempered and irrational. We need to consume it for a while before we can do it. Li Guo said with a feather strike. Obviously, he is very experienced in how to deal with various phantom beasts. Hearing this, Su Ming was stunned for a moment, and said strangely, how to make it irritable. And this phantom beast, the goal is the defense line. Li Guo nodded and said, that's true, so I need a helper. Provoking him. Later, I will construct a thorny terrain to block it, and you need to attack its vital spots to make it lose its mind. In an instant, Su Ming flashed a thoughtful look, looked at the bloodthirsty King Kong, and said seriously, tell me, where is his vital point? At this time, Li Guo pointed to a red spot and said, "That's it. King Kong's ass." Su Ming's face turned black. "All right, I admit you were right. To deal with monkeys and phantom beasts, you should hit that place. Let's start." Su Ming is not struggling, although a little embarrassed. But at this time, what else do you care about? ... Thornfield. In the blink of an eye, Li Guo appeared in front of bloodthirsty King Kong. The ground rolled, and giant thorns with a length of 7 to 8 meters burst out, forming sharp thorns, forming a dense thorny area. Roar. Seeing the sudden change of terrain, bloodthirsty King Kong was not afraid at all. On the contrary, it rushed towards the thorny area more powerfully. Caw caw caw. When bloodthirsty King broke into the thorny area, his eyes turned red, and the blood-red ape hair all over his body was like boiling. After colliding with the thorns, the sound of metal slamming and cutting sounded. Seeing this scene, Li Guo gasped. He knew how strong his thorny area was. But the defense of the bloodthirsty King Kong in front of him is powerful and terrifying. But at this moment, a figure appeared behind the bloodthirsty King Kong. It's Su Ming, Wolf King Cannon. The powerful energy condensed in Su Ming's hands, turned into a powerful energy wave, and sent out the sound of breaking through the air, sweeping towards the vital parts of the bloodthirsty King Kong. When the Wolf King Cannon landed on that vital spot, the bloodthirsty king didn't care at first, still staring at Li Guo. But 3 seconds later, roar, an ape whistling sounded, causing the entire herd to stagnate for a while. Caw caw caw. Then, Su Ming saw bloodthirsty King Kong's body more than 20 meters high, covered with boiling blood-red ape hair, and turned around and shattered the thorns that trapped it. And those ape eyes, full of endless bloodshots, stared at Su Ming firmly. "Run!" Li Guo shouted. In an instant, Su Ming disappeared in place and flew up on the moon. But at this time, boom, a shocking sound came from the ground. At some point, bloodthirsty King appeared in Su Ming's original location. Its arms, which are more than 10 meters long, smashed directly into the ground. A giant earth pit with various tiny cracks around it appeared in Su Ming's sight. The corners of Su Ming's mouth twitched. If this blow hit him, he would probably be lying on his back. But before Su Ming could react, he saw bloodthirsty King Kong, with red eyes staring at himself in the sky. Its whole body began to bend down and squat, making a catapult posture. It seemed that even if Su Ming flew in the sky, he would still be shot down. At this moment, Su Ming was silent. Even if he didn't understand the animal language, Su Ming could see the burning hatred in his eyes. Really, he is a qualified little master of hatred.